Peace and love, family. It's yours truly, Nefer Peacock Nubia, coming to you today, Friday, August 2nd, to talk about a very, very serious matter. As you guys know, you can always write to ask Nfrnubia at nefrpeacocknubia.com. This was written to me, I'm going to say anonymously. The person shall remain anonymous, about what to do when your child starts acting like your ex, perhaps, of course, their parent, and you guys are no longer together, or perhaps even together, and you're having troubles with the ex, or you don't really like those qualities, and that ex, or the child's parent, or your partner. What do you do? I want to applaud you guys, any of you who have ever noticed that you are taking it out on your child. I'm sure if you haven't been told this or you have heard this, oh, you're acting just like your father, you're acting just like your mother, and you hear it in a very rude, crude way, or you've said it yourself. And what this does is that it creates resentment and even more disrespect towards that child and that parent who said the statement. Confusion between the child and the person that the parent or spouse or person that person is being referred to acting like. And also that person becomes very disrespectful towards his or herself because they feel like there's something wrong with them that they can't do anything about, because of course it's from either learned behavior from watching their parent, or maybe even just adopted behavior through generational curses or DNA. Bottom line is that I applaud you for noticing that you do this. But secondly, would like to give you a few suggestions in how we can help make a better household and more peaceful situation towards you and that child. Okay? Oftentimes when this happens, the child is taking, a lot of bitterness and frustration out on by the parent that's accusing the child of acting that certain way. Especially men. This is really prevalent in relationships where the father of the child has left the home and the mother is resentful and bitter towards the father and takes it out on the son who may act like the father, or the father, or vice versa, the father is resentful towards the daughter who reminds him of the mother. We have to really deal with the issue at hand. We have to realize that our child is an individual, as we know, and love that child as an individual child. And if the child is lashing out or acting out, just deal with the behavior problem. And oftentimes we just get angry, like, wait, you're not supposed to do that, and lash out on the child. When in all actuality, what's best to do is really talk to the child and be like, hey, let me talk to you. What's going on with you? Is it something bothering you? Why are you acting like this? You know this behavior is not becoming of you. You know this behavior is something that's not going to lead you down the right path in life and inevitably may get you in trouble. What's really going on? Show sincere caring from a child that's 5, 6, 7, 13, 18, 25. Because there is such thing as grown children. You really want to get to the problem and the bottom of it. And children respond most to love. When they feel like somebody cares, somebody listens, somebody loves them, and especially if you have apologized, which is very important that you do, to remain the respect or gain respect from your child so that they don't build resentment towards you for the rest of their lives behind this very serious behavior. So definitely talk to the child. Figure out what's the underlying issues with the child. Also, majorly important to talk to yourself. When you forgive someone, it's not necessarily saying you have to go to that person and say, hey, I forgive you. If you want to, that'll be fine too. But in your own sacred time, your own sacred space, get in the bathtub, take a nice warm saltwater bath, relax, burn some sage to cleanse all the air and the negative energy around you. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And also do this whenever you get angry before reacting. No matter how many times you may have addressed this child about this issue, or even thought about the resentment or anger that you have built up towards a person, breathe in, breathe out, and then think about releasing the anger and frustration. Tell yourself, this has happened. This is what it is. It's the past. I'm willing to let it go. For the only way it could really still hurt you is if you hold on to it. Even if that person hasn't changed their behavior, say, okay, I accept this person for their faults, for their mistakes. I accept this person as is, as I accept myself as I am with my faults and my mistakes, acknowledging that I'm not perfect and not comparing. You never want to compare. You can't say, well, I'm not perfect, but this person did this. No. We all make different mistakes and we all have our different quote unquote faults that we have to live with and deal with each and every day and hopefully try to better ourselves. Not everyone has that strength. So applaud yourself for having the strength to work on yourself and at the same time just send loving energy towards that person and say, you know what? I just hope that person, I wish the best for that person. I hope that person gets it together. Okay? And send loving energy that way. And then send loving energy to yourself and saying, okay, I love myself enough to let that go. To focus on all the good in life, all the good in me, all the good in my children, in my life, and etc. And to really stay in that energy. And sometimes, surprisingly, that energy even transforms the person in which you were resentful towards. You'll see the whole dynamics of that relationship change magically, miraculously, once you let it go and expect the best out of that person. So, again, let's recap. First, I want to applaud you on that, acknowledging that you do that. Secondly, don't try to turn the child away from the parent. You never know. You have to realize that your child does not see that parent the same way you see that parent, that person. Okay? The child has its own unique relationship with that person. You have your own unique relationship with that person. So it is very not best to badmouth the child. I mean, the badmouth the parent to that child. Whether it's just talking bad about that parent in front of that child, or talking bad to that child about characteristic traits that remind you of that parent, because that will instill also low self-esteem in that child. Okay, and you definitely don't want that, because that leads to all different types of other problems that you'll have to deal with as you are raising and helping the child cope and deal with life and create life. Okay. Another thing is to apologize, sincerely apologize anytime you do anything hurtful or say anything hurtful to that child. Like, give a child a hug, tell that child you love them and that they're very special and that you just have unresolved resentment towards that parent. And you don't even sometimes even have to go that far. Okay? But tell that child you apologize and you're working on forgiving yourself and that person. Children are very smart. And they really, really love being respected and spoken to in that way. Okay? It's not easy, but with practice, it becomes easier. Remember, the whys is so important to do these things. You don't want your child to hate you. You don't want your child to resent you. You don't want to be the reason or a big reason and factor behind why your child acts out or lashes out or makes poor decisions later on in life due to poor self-esteem, feeling like or unloved. Okay, and all these things that sometimes may not seem that big or that significant are really the major building blocks in creating a healthy, positive environment and mental attitude and spirit for that child. So perhaps you can start spending more time with that child, doing fun activities that you both may enjoy doing together, and really just talking to that child. So sometimes some of the best places to really get to a child is when you and that child are having a good time or having fun. Let's say y'all are arguing and you just breathe, or you're upset about something. Say, you know what, let's get out of the house. Whether if it's even going for a walk or going to the movies, you're doing bowling or whatever you guys have fun doing, and then taking the time out to talk to that child so that child feels loved and that child's having fun. Okay, and will be able to open up more instead of closing off to you. I know that that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I encourage you to email me at nfrpeacocknubia@gmail.com. And I wish you much success, much love, much happiness, much bliss and prosperity, and good health in your family and in your life forevermore. I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, family. Namaste.